Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Instagram. And first thing that you probably are thinking is, firstly, what does this old fart know about Instagram? And secondly, why is he holding his dog? Well, Instagram is basically a huge mathematical algorithm, which is, I find, very interesting, actually. And secondly, there's some posts I did involving this little guy here, which highlight that algorithm and some of the things that we can learn about it. So three things I want to talk about today, and that is firstly the research and the selection of the hashtags. Now we all know that hashtags are really important, obviously, and you can go down there, but hashtags are really important for everything you do on Instagram, but it's how you research those and select them is really quite important. I'm going to show you a few little strategies for that, which you may or may not know. But importantly, number two, I'm going to talk about banned hashtags and how to avoid those, really, why they're important to not have in your posts. And thirdly, how not to get demoted because you might be coming across as a spammy poster from what you're doing with the hashtags. So firstly, with the banned hashtags, what I want to tell you about is that yes, they do exist. There are such a thing as banned hashtags, and Instagram do not publish a list of what they are. So if you were to post with a banned hashtag, your post is simply demoted. Not many people are going to see it at all if you include that particular hashtag. So you need to find out what they are. If you're going to post with a particular hashtag, it's a very worthwhile check to make sure that it is not on that banned list, to make sure that it's not affected by that. I'm going to show you how to check for those and avoid them completely. And so, hey, let's just jump into what I do on the screen. I do things on the desktop app rather than the mobile. It's easier to put in a video like this, but you can do everything that I'm going to show you on the mobile app as well, in pretty much the same way. So let's jump in and check it out. So we'll start off with a view of my Instagram account. You can see here my reels and the like. I've got a little scratch pad over here on the right hand side, just so when I want to make notes and things I can. You'll see why I'm doing that shortly. What I want to show you is, again, talking about the puppy here. You can see that these two posts here were published virtually like half an hour apart. But this one's had 2,200 views, this one's had 39. Very similar content, the same type of puppy, very similar hashtags, but obviously I did something quite different with these two. And lastly, you can see these two here, 37 views and 3,200 views. So what I'm going to show you is some of the research available for the hashtags and show you why that occurred. With very similar content, why were these posts so vastly different in these numbers? So let's start off then by saying, okay, we're going to do a post about the puppy. So first thing we do with the research is we'll put in puppy, and we'll do that. Now, if we search for puppy, you're just going to get just the straight word. You're going to get puppies of Instagram, which is perfect. Now, what I'm looking at here is not any individual hashtag itself. That's not what I'm searching for at this point. What I'm interested in is looking for content that's related to what I'm posting, obviously about a puppy, that is a similar thing, so I can see how things are tracking with these events. Now, if I go down here, let's say pick this guy here. He looks similar to what I do with Kyber. So we go in here. Let me say, okay, that's the video, and I'm interested in these hashtags. So we've got hashtag puppy. So I'm going to make a note of hashtag puppy to start with. And I'm also going to say, well, actually, these ones look quite good. Puppy love, dogs of Instagram, and dog life. So let's make a note of those as well and see what they look like. Now, this is where you get the inspiration of what to put on your hashtags, is what are other people doing and what are they getting obvious hits on. So we go back and maybe look at another one. Let's look at this guy here and see what they're doing. He's got cute. That's not particularly puppy related, but I'm just going to reference that anyway. And a straight one there, dog. And obviously the puppy, which is where this search comes from. So let's just use those for now and see what we can do with these hashtags and see how they might rate. So what I'm looking for, if I put the hashtag in now, is you can see we've got the hashtag coming up. I'm interested in how many posts it has. Now, if you just start typing the word and don't press enter on it, you'll get a lot of others too, which are quite interesting to have a look at. What I'm really looking for here are posts that are not particularly high in the rankings here. You can see puppy is 172 million posts on that. Puppy love 73, 15 and 1. Puppy training is probably a good one to have. Puppies for sale, maybe not, seeing as we're not selling him, but you get the idea. This is 442. Puppygram. Now, I wouldn't have thought of Puppygram, but Puppygram itself, 12 million. That's actually probably quite good as well. And the reason I'm making a tag of these ones over here is I'm going to be searching shortly for these banned hashtags that I was talking about before in the introduction. So really what I'm trying to get here with this research is saying, don't just type it in and expect things to just come up in your app. You have to do a little bit of viewing of other items. So let's say you had a retriever. You might go and hit the retriever puppy and then, okay, that one looks like a bit of fun. Let's see what they've been hashtagging. And this will give you a whole load of possible inspiration about what other people are doing. Clearly, there's the word golden in there a lot. So if you do have a golden retriever, then you're going to get a lot of value out of these type of things that you may not have thought of before. So that's where you can do that research. And you can judge how well it's going to be performing because you look at how many views and likes these particular ones have had. This one here, probably not so much. This one more. So this one here, you might say, well, I'm probably going to stay away from some of these hashtags, but I'm going to include it. Maybe this one here might be better. So you can see how I'm looking around before I'm just typing in whatever and thinking, hey, I'm going to get good value out of these. Let's grab the ones that we think are relevant. So in essence, you want ones that are not too high on the list. And now let me show you why. Because what we did with this particular one of Khyber was this one here. If I click on that, you can see puppy love. We've got bath and bath time, but we've got this one here. Now, this is where the mistake was made. You can see we've got the word love. And you may think, well, that's not a bad hashtag to have. That's going to be on everything. And that's the problem. It's on freaking everything. So if I do a search here for hashtag love, you will see what I mean. 2.1 billion posts. There is no way that your post is going to make any headway in that channel at all with your single one because there's plainly too many of them. You might have much better luck with the puppy love or the other tags that you want to use, and stay away from these very generic standard ones that you would have. And this is why this post, we feel, didn't actually do particularly well because it had that in there. If I look at the reels again, you can see that one had the love. This one, however, this is a lot simpler. This is puppy Christmas, cute puppy, cavoodle, which is obviously the type of breed that he is, and pets are family. So what I would be looking at here is these ones together. Probably the Christmas one helped out a bit because it is a Christmas theme, but definitely the puppy and cute puppy. Cavoodle has a huge following, and that would have obviously created a lot of interest as well. So keeping it relatively simple and not hashtagging absolutely everything on the post really worked out well for this one, and we had the main ones which really put it up there in those particular rankings. Same as down here, you can see this guy. It has the word love again, and that seems to be the theme, and that's what I was looking at with these, doing the analysis of what this was like, was to say the word love on those two posts of very similar content is seriously affecting them, whereas these two here are very similar hashtags but do not have the word love in them. They have, you can see dog and sleep, puppy sleeping, puppy love. It's obviously not good to have that very used hashtag in there. So in essence, my recommendation, stay away from those high usage ones and look at them from the little list that you make going down here. I want to point out at this stage as well that the song choice is obviously important as well. This one had a silly song, Good Dog. If you've put the sound on and view that one online, you can see that it's a bit of a fun song, but not particularly relevant. This one, however, is the classic Happy Christmas from Yoko Ono and John Lennon. So that obviously did rate a lot better. So the song choice is obviously important as well. You want to be picking things off your song choice where it says the recommended for you and the drop down. Don't go searching for some obscure song. If you want one that's trending, pick it off the list that's trending and use those songs instead. Now, let's talk about these banned hashtags. Now, if, for instance, this particular one here, puppy love, happened to be a banned hashtag, how would you know? How would you know before you post it that it was banned and that it got dropped down? Well, let me show you what you can do to check. And this is why we would keep these hashtags on the right-hand side here before we do a post, just to see what they are going to look like. So what we do again is we would do a search for, let me come back to this hashtag puppy, and you can see the number of posts it has there, and you can see the number of posts is written here. Now, if the number is displayed underneath the hashtag when you search for it, then it is not a banned hashtag. Now, let me give you an example of one that is. So if I go in here and look at beauty blogger. If you look at here, beauty blogger, you might pick it out of your app and tag it 19,000 posts, or sorry, 19 million posts. You think that's okay. Now, somebody has been posting stuff on beauty blogger that has caused some concern. People have reported the content and Instagram may be reviewing, or they've basically suspended the beauty blogger hashtag while they look at things and why they take down that particular content. But somebody's reported content on that particular hashtag. And we'll look at that and see here it has no posts underneath, and this is your little trigger to show that don't post on beauty blogger because it has nothing listed when you go and search in there. That means currently this is a banned hashtag, so you want to avoid that one like the plague. Now if I do a search here for go back to the beauty blogger again, beauty bloggers is not, and you'll see the difference there. Beauty bloggers, 8 million posts, and we do have the ability to follow. You'll notice that when we had beauty blogger, we didn't have the ability to follow that hashtag anymore because it is currently, like I say, a banned hashtag. So we would look at the ones like, say, love, and just do a quick check and say, well, is love a banned hashtag, or was it just too populated with too much content? And you can see here, love, 2.1 billion posts, we can follow it. It is not a banned hashtag, so we're pretty good on that. So we probably just go through, and I won't do them all here, but you can just tag them here and see what they look like. Dog life, yep, this has got a counter. You want to be running through all of your post hashtag items here and making sure that they have a count and the ability to follow. Then you know, like I say, they're not banned, and you can do that post without fear of your post being buried because it has a banned hashtag. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is about the spamming and getting your posts pushed down in the feeds because you are seen as a spammer. Now, spammers happen from a lot of things. If you've got some sort of AI bot or some other fake profile that's doing a lot of posting, generally that's because you're using exactly the same hashtags for all of your pictures across everything you post. Now, it seems a reasonable thing to grab blocks of hashtags. And like this here, I might keep this up in my notepad. I might have 10 photos I want to post, and I might just grab this and I'm going to cut and paste them in. By the way, if you want to use the desktop app anytime, you have to have a professional account, not just a standard account. It's very easy to upgrade your account to professional. Just go and turn it on. It doesn't change anything in terms of how it's really used, apart from the fact that you can then look at the insights, and you can then also do things from your desktop. And insight-wise, if I go into here, you can actually go in, on the mobile app, you can actually go in, drill a bit deeper and see exactly what those insights are actually there for each post. But what I'm showing you here is that if you've got these hashtags here and you're just cut and pasting these, then you're doing the same thing as what these fake spammers and the fake profiles do. Really is just grab a whole bunch of hashtags and just hammer the same ones all the time. The machine's going to think that you are a fake profile, and it's going to be putting you way down the list because of it. So what you want to be doing is just changing up what you do with your hashtags for every single post if you can. So just grab a whole load of them, just randomize what you're doing. The best piece of advice really is for hashtags is to say, choose different hashtags for each one, but monitor very carefully the result. Like, I'm obviously going to be staying away from the word love when it comes down to the puppy, because very clearly with these two posts here, it does not work. Whereas other things like the sleep or the dog tired and things like puppy love, you can see from these ones actually do. So thanks for watching that. I hope that was informative for some of you. Got a bit of knowledge out there, I hope. Please subscribe to the channel, The Cloud Geezer, that's me. Subscribe to that, thecloudgeezer.com. Check out some of the blogs and articles there. But ultimately, keep enjoying tech. That's what we do. Have a good day. See ya.